Hello, welcome to our latest instalment of all the regional foods. We're back on a sweet dish now, which hopefully will be a bit more palatable than the dog pudding. Today we're going to make a Wilfra Tart or a Wilfra cake. The reason for that is not indecision, it's because the nomenclature has become a bit confused. So we start off in the Yorkshire town of Ripon. St Wilfrid was the one of the first bishops of York and a monk at Ripon, and from the late Middle Ages onwards there was a procession through the town in his honour on the Saturday before the first Monday in August. Now, somewhere along the line, a tradition emerged of little Wilfra cakes being placed on doorways so that people attending the procession could help themselves. Presumably they were deposited there by the kind hearts of the richer dwellers in Ripon. There has been some talk from the people who run Ripon Museum of trying to revive that tradition, but they do tell you to bring your own cakes. You know, no giveaways at this point in time in Britain. And so, what exactly was in the Wilfra Tarts? Well, we don't really know, to be honest. There is first a mention of them in 1932, but it's pretty vague about what the ingredients were. It seems to have evolved over the last century or so into two distinct traditions. One uses apple and cheese, and that's the one we're making today, and the other one is uses lemon curd and almonds. Now, one of them is called Wilfra cake and one of them is called Wilfra tart, but there doesn't seem to be an agreement about which one is which. So we're going to call it Wilfra Tart because that's vaguely amusing and is better for the clickbait, if you like, and perhaps we can come up with a little pun. But yeah, both names have been used for both versions. At the time that this book was written, there was one baker in Ripon still making it, and he was making the apple and cheese version. So I think I know that we're going to do that, and we're going to call it Wilfra Tart. Hope that's not too confusing. See you in a moment. Right, okay, we've got the ingredients laid out here. You need some butter, a touch of caster sugar, plain flour. I'll give you the quantities later on. Demerara sugar, apples. Now we're talking about cooking apples here rather than eating apples, and I'm told the best brand for that are Bramley's, which I was eventually able to find, and then Wensleydale cheese and an egg, plus small quantities of water, salt and milk. Okay, yeah, the sort of standard stuff. First of all, I think the starting point is to peel and slice the apples, because otherwise you lose it. Not much point in weighing them before that, so because you lose quite a bit of stuff in the peeling and coring process. And when it's done, we need 680 grams of the slices. Okay, so we've got 1.5 pounds of apple there. Might be slightly lower, but looking at the size of the dish, I think we've got enough there. So we will now remove them and weigh something else. Okay, so we're now weighing out the flour, 220 grams. Right, we've weighed out 110 grams of butter, which has gone in the dish, and now a tablespoonful of caster sugar, and then a pinch of salt, and then we need to separate an egg yolk from the white. Right, so we've now got, when you get it to the consistency of breadcrumbs, add the egg yolk and a bit of water and mix to a stiff paste. It doesn't say so on the recipe, but we both felt that probably needed a bit of milk at this point as well. And we get this to the point where we can roll it out on board. So now kneading the pastry, and eventually roll it out and use half of it to line the bottom of our pie dish here.
So you need half.
Okay, so we have cut the pastry in half. That's just there for storage while we line the pie dish. Put a few holes in the bottom, and the next thing is to layer in the apple slices. Right, now put the rest of the pastry on the plate, except you've just thrown it away, or put it somewhere so we can weigh other stuff out. Right, so now we've weighed out 85 grams of demerara sugar. You put that on top of the apple, and then you start grating or crumbling the cheese. And again, 85 grams is the specified amount. Okay, so now we've rolled out the rest of the pastry to make the lid, and unseen assistant knows what she's doing with this. A few holes in the top to allow it to breathe, and also then before putting it in the oven you should brush it with a bit more milk and sugar. So, just put the milk and sugar in the cup and found the pastry brush. Okay, so now the instructions are, once it's ready to go in the oven, it's 10 minutes at a high heat, followed by 30 minutes at a medium heat. Okay, so it's now gone in the oven, and as the book says, 10 minutes on high, then 30 minutes on medium. So there we have. Looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? Hope it tastes as good as it looks. Well done, unseen assistant. We shall have the taste test any moment now. It's okay.
Well, can I preface this by saying I'm a tad nervous because I'm not the biggest fan of Wensleydale cheese, or cheese in general for that matter. So, you know, just by the fact that it has that in it, I'm a little nervous. But, for as nervous as I am, I'm also a brave gentleman. All fear has been eradicated from my body. All that is left is pleasure. Because that tastes fantabulous.
Very good. So, thumbs up from Simon there.
A little transition. There he goes.
You think it shouldn't go together, but it does really well. So, yeah, good stuff.